Welcome to UMC All Access. I'm Vince Bailey, and we've caught up with none other than extraordinaire producer, actress, Miss Terri J. Vaughn. Welcome,
Yay.
Terri.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Well, so much thank you for being here. We want to talk today. There's a movie that's streaming right now on Urban Movie Channel called Switching Lanes.
Right.
It was produced, directed by Mr. Tommy Ford.
Yeah.
And it was the final film that he worked on before his passing. Well, why, Terri, do you think it was important for him to say this particular topic that he touched on in this movie?
Well, you know, Tommy was he is a minister. He was a man of passion, a man of change, and just a great person. And he served God in everything he did.
Yes.
So I know that the topic was was a message that he believed that he wanted to get the story out about just killing the racial barriers that this country tends to hold on to for whatever reason. But it was a dramatic piece for me, and one of the things that I love about Tommy is he didn't keep us in a box. He allowed us to work on. We worked on a lot of projects together, like several.
Yes.
And some of them were comedies and some of them were dramatic. And, Tommy was just always pushing the envelope.
How did you get involved with this Switching Lanes?
He called me.
He called you. Simple as that. Yeah.
He called me.
Yeah.
That's how we were with each other.
Yes.
We both moved here to Atlanta from Los Angeles.
Yes.
We knew each other from LA. We worked on plays together. And, when we both made the transition to Atlanta and started producing and directing our own pieces, we would call on each other.
Yes.
He was in my movie, #Digital Lives Matter.
That's right.
And, he definitely got his work out of me because I was in probably about 6 of Tommy's projects. 6, but he always showed up for me too. He was probably in about 4 of mine, so I think he beat me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, he's such a great guy. He had a passion for working with at-risk youth.
Yes.
And, talk about the man that you know.
Like you said, he's just so passionate and purposeful in everything that he did. And he was always bringing young people, especially young men, and wanting to mentor them, bringing them on sets, teaching them about filmmaking. He took care of his nephew. He was just a phenomenal man, which made his passing just so much more harder for us that knew him and loved him and followed him, because he was definitely a leader. And he was just, and he did it in a way that was fun. He always preached, because if you listen to him, he's preaching no matter if he's teaching you acting or teaching a young man how to dress. He was always preaching, but it was preaching in the most fun, authentic, and just passionate way that I've ever seen. He was definitely one of a kind.
Well, mentor, author. He really dedicated his life. And as you said, he says he came to Atlanta for a movie and just never left. Right.
So that was an ongoing debate between the two of us, because I would always say, "So do you live in Atlanta now?" Because he never left, and he would always say, "No, I don't live here. I'm just working." But that was for about 6-7 years, and he never left.
Yes.
So.
Same with you.
Well, I moved here. When I came,
Okay.
I said, I'm moving. I moved for completely different reasons, for love. That's another story.
That's another story for another UMC All Access. And you heard it here first. What do you think? We miss him so much. We grew up with him, What do you think is his legacy that people will remember most?
I really think his legacy is his passion for young people. His passion for young people. And the beautiful thing about that is that it is a legacy, because it will continue to go on. The young men and women that he poured into, they get to carry that throughout life and pass that on to young people that come into their lives. So that's really what a legacy is about, something that passes on from generation to generation to generation. And he did that. He did it.
You talk about just picking up the phone and bringing
Oh,
them.
yeah.
So, what, if you don't mind, what is it that you'll miss most?
Oh God, Vince.
I know, I know. Your friend. You'll miss your friend. We'll all miss our friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The movie was Switching Lanes, and there was a lot of power in that movie.
Yeah.
Emanating from Tommy, emanating from you,
Yeah.
Angie Stone. There was a lot of great Marla Maples, Donald
Yeah.
Trump's ex-wife.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
in the movie.
right.
It was. Terri, you play.
First, I'm gonna kick your butt for making me mess
I
up my
know,
makeup. I got my makeup done to be here with you today,
Oh.
and now you are making me mess it up. Okay,
But Tommy would have loved it.
I love him.
Yes, yes. In the movie, he cast you as the mom.
Yes.
The mom, the mother of one of the two leads in the
Yes.
film. Talk a little bit about your character and what's at stake for her in this story.
So in the story, she's a mom.
Yes.
And she's raising her young daughter to, in the way that we all do, just with love, with passion, pouring into her, raising her to be a phenomenal woman. And that's how she sees it. But then we find out that she actually got her daughter illegally and just never addressed that
That's
in
right.
life. And it has caught up with her now,
It's a
and it's
secret.
caught.
Yeah.
It's caught up with her. She's had her daughter since she was newborn, and now her daughter's a teenager. So there's no blurred lines. This is my baby. This is my daughter, but what she did to be able to get her as an infant comes back to haunt her. And it's horrible.
It is. And one of the themes we keep hearing in the stories, stick to your side. Talk black and white.
Oh,
stick,
yeah.
Stick to
And
your
then
side.
there's that, yeah.
Yeah. How does this film, approach this? That's a very delicate, and, we're here in Georgia. It's
Yes.
not too far-fetched.
It's not. And you go to the right town,
Yes.
and you'll be right in the midst of
Yes,
that.
yes. Sticking to your side, this side of the tracks,
Right.
that side of the tracks. I mean, did that really ring?
Well, I've never, I didn't grow up in that type of, well, you know what, let me fix that, because maybe I did. I grew up in a black neighborhood. I grew up in the hood, and I just never really thought about, oh, that's the white side, this is the black side. It was just second nature. But I also went to school in an area that was just mixed.
Yes.
Like I went to a college prep school. It was really mostly Asians at my school, and then white people, and then a few black people. So my mom really, we were fortunate that my mom made us go to school in that type of environment, just so we could be exposed to something different than just the 4 blocks that we were growing
That's
up
right.
in.
That's
So
right.
that was very important. But just with the climate of our nation now and our world, you start to think. You really do start to think. Like, did we almost do ourselves a disservice by wanting to press so much to be like white people?
That's right.
To be accepted and do the things and go to their restaurants, and there were communities in this country that was run by black people, black-owned businesses,
right.
black schools, black barbers,
Tulsa,
black banks.
Rosewood, that's right.
Exactly.
Lots of places. Auburn Avenue.
Exactly. And if that had been our focus, I wonder, would it be a whole different story now? Like, because what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's what the kids, in this movie, they found it was kind of easy to get along with those of a different race. The adults were very resistant, but the kids, so the kids are our future as it relates to this segregation, don't you think?
Yes. Yes. Well, the kids are our future.
Anyway,
yes, in regards to anything. So what we're pouring in them, is so important. That's why somebody like Tommy is so amazing, because of what he was pouring into them. And what he was pouring into them is basically self-love. And self-love really helps to kill all the other bigotry and biases that we grow up with, because if you learn to really just love and appreciate who you are, then you don't have any hang-ups about who other people are. You know, it's not about me being better. It's just, I just really love myself.
That's
I
right.
really love my hair.
That's
I really love my skin.
That's right.
I really love my voice.
That's right.
You know, and if we all just grow up instead of, you know, or they think they're better, or I want what they have, or they have too much, you know, and it goes both ways. But I think that that's been the detriment of this country. I mean, I don't want to get all political, but, you know, I think that there needs to be a lot more self-love on both sides.
On both sides, on all sides. That's
Yes,
right. That's
on
right.
all sides.
What about you know, this for our young people? I mean, are we putting too much pressure? If we didn't get along, quote unquote, should we expect them to get along?
Well, you know, again, I can't really relate to that because I do get along.
Yeah.
And so I don't see why my kids wouldn't get along. They do. It's like, I mean, I see my kids. They love their friends, and their friends come in all colors. And they don't have any, you know, any gripes or hang-ups. You know, we're at a time when we have to explain stuff because all the stuff that's in the media and what's going on politically, and the whole, you know, the horrible stuff that goes on with the police departments and stuff like that. So we have to explain so much, and in explaining, my prayer is that they don't you know, start to hate because of these things that we have to deal with.
Yes.
So that's always my prayers, that they don't just grow up, oh, I'm gonna hate white people because, you know, this cop killed this, da, da, da. So I'm hoping that that isn't what comes out of this. But they do need to be aware, especially, you know, raising black kids, especially black men, they have to be aware.
Yes.
They have to be aware, and we do them a disservice if we don't make them aware. So, you know, it's God. We just gotta. It comes back to God.
Well, you know, in this movie, we find that they're closer than they thought.
Yes.
The races are
Yes.
closer than they thought.
That's right.
And it was easier than they thought in some aspects. What do you think will be the surprise for our audience when they watch this movie?
Oh, there's lots of surprises, and I don't know what you want
Can't
me to
tell
give
too
away.
much, yeah.
I don't want to give away too much, but just knowing that I did say that my character, who raised this beautiful young black girl,
Yes.
She gets caught from a decision she made when the girl was an infant, and it's not really her daughter. And when we find out the backstory of how she got her and whom she got her from, those are some crazy, crazy twists and turns, surprises to catch
You played
people
a
off
heck of a
guard.
role. You were a mean mama a little bit there, too.
I don't think I was mean. I think I was
You're a
fighting.
little mean. You're a little mean up there. You had a reason.
Passionate.
You were passionate. Yeah, that's what it was. So what's going on with Terri J. Vaughn? So much. Huh?
Yeah, you know, I'm really blessed. We have our film, #Digital Lives Matter,
Digital Lives
also
Matter.
airing on UMC.
That's right.
So you can watch that after you watch Switching Lanes,
Lanes.
or before you watch it, whatever. Just watch both of them, is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yes.
So we have that. I'm, you know, attending some film festivals to promote that. I shot a film short that I directed and wrote.
Oh, wow.
That's going through the film festival, so we're doing that. My production company, Nina Holiday Entertainment, we we have a cooking show that we're doing for the Aspire Network. So we're staying busy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It's always a pleasure, Terri. I mean, it's
you.
always something fresh and new. And this movie, Switching Lanes,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, just a very powerful performance. You got to make sure you check her out. It's Terri J. Vaughn, Switching Lanes, now streaming on UMC. Thank you so much.
Thank you.